to go about making your video headshots. So on Canvas, there's a new assignment called Video Headshots 3. It should be showing up at the bottom of your Canvas to be due November 30th. Okay, so in this table, you have your name, and then on the left side and then on the right side, you have all the athletes that you need to make a headshot for. Everyone is assigned 5 athletes. This is not a super crazy process. It's not going to take very long. So going through and doing these 5 athletes, especially once you've gotten it down and you've done the first one, will be really, really fast. What we need to do is down below, there's a couple things you need to download. So the first link is going to take you to various folders that you need to get to download the videos for men's basketball, women's basketball, and wrestling. The second link, you're going to download the name template, which is going to make it a lot faster for us to make these videos. And then the third is a roster so that you can see their grade, position, name. Double check these because I noticed on some of the rosters, some of our athletes' names are not spelled correctly. So either like ask someone in class who is on one of these teams, or ask that person themselves if you know them. You can always ask the coach as well. And then this is the video you should be watching right now. So using these links, you will click into the correct folder, find the person's name. For the sports like wrestling, I don't know all of these kids myself, so they just have their video title. I started to title them with students that I've had before, so some of them have names, some of them do not. But you will need to download the video and then drag it onto your desktop or to a folder, wherever you put it. I would recommend making a folder if your desktop is kind of cluttered right now, because wherever you put this video, you will need to leave it there until you are done making these video headshots. You can't move it to a folder on your desktop after you've already started the process. It will mess everything up. So download that. Then you'll go to the second link. You just don't even click into this folder. Just download the entire folder so that it works correctly. And then this folder has the 3 rosters. You should be looking at the JV varsity rosters. Okay, so once you have downloaded your video and the folder for the nameplates, you're going to click into the folder for the nameplates. You're going to click on the PP folder, and then you're going to click on this glitch lower thirds _1. This is going to open up Premiere Pro. You should have that already downloaded because it was an assignment that we've done already. And I'm going to walk you through how to use this specific template in order to make our nameplates. So this gives us, you click here, I'm going to zoom out by pushing the dash button at the top of my keyboard, the dash or the minus button. This gives us lots of different templates, but they were the exact same thing. We can see up on the screen, it's just going to pop through. It's going to fade on, it's going to fade off, it's going to glitch a little bit, but that's all that's going to happen. So what we can do is we only need one of them. So we can just click on the others, delete them off of our sequence. Okay. Somewhere on your screen you should have project, and then it'll say glitch lower thirds. Mine, I like to keep in this bottom left hand side of my screen. If you don't have that, you should go up to Window. You should click on Project. Mine's already showing up, but for example, if I closed this out, if I close the panel, I'd go to Window, I'd click on Projects, Glitch Lower Thirds. It would pop up again somewhere on my screen, and then I could drag it to different areas wherever I want to hide it. I like mine on that lower left-hand side. So once I have that showing up, I'm going to find my video. I'm going to drag it in here. You can drag in all of your videos at the same time because you can use this one project to make all of your different headshots. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my video in. I could put it right here, but we see that like the nameplate no longer shows up, and that's because this goes in order. So video 1 is what's on top, video 2 is what's on top, video 1, it like is layering this way. So I'm going to bring my video down. I'm going to take this, raise it up, and then bring my video underneath it so that the nameplate's showing up on top because it is now the top layer. What we need to do first is our video headshots are only going to be about 7-ish seconds. 7 seconds is like really the goal. And these videos are somewhere between probably 30 and 90 seconds. So you are going to need to watch the video and find the best 5 to 7 seconds that we can use for the video. So I'm just going to play it. I played it pressing the space bar on my keyboard, or you can use this up here. But I'm going to go in. It does not matter what 5 seconds I use. So like, let's say I don't want to use this first part. So I'm going to take this razor tool. I'm going to line it up with the blue line. I'm going to cut. Go back to my clicking tool. I'm going to delete that section. So I'm going to do that same thing. I'm going to bring this back over to the beginning. I'm just going to go 7 seconds in roughly. Going to cut the video. And we're done with that. If we only got, for example, I'm going to zoom in by pushing the plus sign on my keyboard. Let's say I was only able to get 6 seconds of my video. That's not a big deal because it's only a second short, but we do want it to be 7 seconds. That would be the goal. Partially because that's exactly how long, or that's roughly how long this video is. We can always change that, but in order to, we can also slow it down. So like maybe the athlete's moving pretty quickly and we got 6 good seconds or 5 good seconds. We can change that. So I'm going to click on the video so that it's highlighted in white. I'm going to do Command R on my keyboard. Not that, sorry. Command R for rate. And that's going to show us right now it's moving at 100% speed. So maybe I'll slow it down to 80%. That gave me an extra 1.5 seconds almost. So that's great. So we can see it's kind of moving in slow motion now. Not slow enough that it looks crazy, but slower. Now what I can do, now that I've done that, is I can start working on changing the nameplate. I don't want it to say Philip Stevenson. I don't want it to say Special Effects Supervisor. And I don't want this to be empty here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the template in green. I'm going to double click it so that it opens it up. I'm going to click on, just kidding, I'm not going to click on Media 1. I'm going to click on L1. I'm going to click on L1 glitch. And as we click on new things, they're going to stay up here just so I can see kind of my progression or the buttons that I clicked to get here so that I can work my way backwards if I need to. And then I'm going to click on text 1. Text 1 is the first thing I'm going to click. This is where their name is. So this is, it says Phillips Stevenson. I'm going to change that. I'm just going to double click on the words. I'm going to, in all caps, change it. Once I click into the letters, it takes me to the text tool so that I can edit it. Now that I'm done editing, I've changed the words. I'm going to use the arrow tool, and I'm going to center that about as close as I can get. So now I'm done working with Ella Lawrence. I don't have to if I don't want to, but I can close out of this if this is overwhelming to you. I can either close out of it and it will take me back to where I kind of started, or I could just click into L1 glitch. So I just edited text 1. Now I'm going to edit text 2. For basketball only, we are going to be putting in their year and their position. In all caps again, so I could change it to senior point guard. Now that I have changed that, I'm going to go back to preview, and we can say that it has changed it to Ella's name and to her grade and position. One thing you may notice, I'm going to move back a couple frames. We purposefully centered Ella's name. Let's go back right to the middle. We centered Ella's name, but we left the senior point guard over to the left, to left align. Let's see what it looks like if we did right align. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. So we're going to leave it left aligned. We'll keep it over there. Alrighty, so that's how we are going to edit that. The last thing we want is we don't want this plain blue box on here. We want to put our Blue Jay logo there. So I don't have it yet in your assignment, but in the Canvas assignment, before you start working on it, I will have this Blue Jay logo that's transparent that you will be able to download so that you can use it in your video. Just like how we dragged our video in, we're going to drag our logo in as well. When I get to my L1 glitch, I can either just click on it from the top part, or I can go back into lower thirds, go back into L1, go back into L1 glitch. And right here we see logo matte. It has a cross dissolve on it so that it fades in and out with the glitch effect. So we're going to click on logo matte. And we see this here has a logo. It says logo. I'm going to double click on that, but it's empty. So from here, I'm going to drag in my Blue Jay logo. I'm going to drop it here. I'm then going to go back to preview. And when we play it, it now has our logo added in. We want these to be the same length, so I'm going to shorten this until it lines up correctly. And then the fun thing, or the helpful thing that we can do here is we can export multiple videos at the same time to make it a little bit faster. So the way that we export is we're going to be using our keyboard to do this. It's not going to be showing up on the screen as much. So I'm going to, no matter where our cursor or our blue line is, I'm going to use the arrow keys on my keyboard. I'm going to push up, and then I'm going to push up again until it's at the very beginning of my video. From here, I'm going to push I on my keyboard. I'm going to push the down arrow. This is a black screen. Now I want to push the left arrow once. That gives us, so that it ends exactly where the video ends. Every time we are exporting, when we get to the end, we push the upward arrow to get to the beginning of the video. We push I, push the downward arrow to get to the end of the video. And then we always have to move in left one click on the left arrow so that we don't have a black screen when it ends. That doesn't look very good. Now we're going to click O. From here, I'm going to click Command M. That's going to send us to Media Encoder. This may take a minute. I already had mine pulled up, and so it didn't take very long for me to do this, but yours may take a minute. You're going to change the file name. You should change it to their name. We do not want audio. We made that mistake with football headshots, so turn off the audio. And then I would save it to your desktop, maybe a specific folder if you want to. Once you've done that, you send to Media Encoder. Do not export, send to Media Encoder. This may take a minute, again, to load. It looks like this, and you're going to have a list of all the things that you are exporting. When you are ready, you'll push this green arrow to start the export.